Yeah, that's what she was trying to imply. And then it reminded me of 2012 and a very similar situation. So then President Goodluck Jonathan removed subsidy, and then there was the ultimatum as well for there to be a reversal. And then of course he came out and said, see, these are the gains, these are the things. And just like the President Tinubu now, he ruled out things that they were going to do, economic palliatives. And I mean, that's what gave birth to Shopee in the first place, right? And it looks similar, right? And at the time, NLC insisted on going on strike, and some people argued at the time that it was political. Some people still argue up till now that it is political. And some people have, some economists have now said that if we had listened and maybe allowed the removal of subsidy at the time, Nigeria probably would have done better. Some people say, not my opinion, I'm just reading out all the things that I've read and I've heard. Some people say that. The government, you listen to the presidential speech, I've told you that there's certain gains. For instance, 1 trillion has been achieved, realized. So there are gains, and there will be more gains, like the president said. But all of us must come together and make things work. Do you agree with that? Or do you side Labour, where Labour is insisting, let's get back to the era of subsidy. We get things back down in terms of prices of commodities, and then the government fixes the refinery, we stop importation of petrol, and then you can remove subsidy. I think that's the argument, right? And of course, they're also asking for the increment in the minimum wage, given the inflationary pressure the economy is facing. But do we ever learn from lesson? I mean, we it looks like deja vu for me. It looks like a deja vu, economic deja vu. And so maybe we should look at history before we take the next step. Grounding the government can also be linked to the elections that held not too long ago. The elections held, some people are not happy with the victory as declared by INEC. Some people are happy, some people are not, and there is that, there is that what's the right word now to use to describe it, but you know what I'm talking about. So do you think maybe we should give the government a little bit more time to see if they know what they are doing? Just as if we had given Goodluck Jonathan's government a little bit more time, maybe things would have been different today. Or do you know what? Maybe you think Labour is right. That is, if Labour does not call off the strike given the meeting they're supposed to have with the federal government today. Do you think Labour should continue? But basically, what do you make of the Solicitor General statement where she said that the protest is an attempt, as a matter of fact, in my own words, is anti-government. The protest is anti-government. Do you agree the protest is sponsored so as to, derail the gains, the positive gains of this government? 08179230002 and 08179230003. For WhatsApp, you can use the number 0809030616, and that's the WhatsApp number. You can start dropping your messages, and just for proper context, I would ask you to go read the story on the Punch newspaper. The caption or headline is FG replies Falana, insists NLC strike illegal. And like someone sent me a voice note concerning this matter. We always complain government is not obeying court orders and the likes. Should we also not be a party to disobeying a court order, given the Industrial Code June 5 did say that everybody should hold ground, nobody should go on any protest pending the determination of the suit? Alright, yes, NLC and every other person has got the right to protest. No arguing. But hey, look at the matter from the various perspectives I've reeled out on the show. 19 minutes gone past the hour. No more talking for me. Time for you to air your views. The microphone is yours. I've got Daniel from Omuma. Daniel, oh, I missed that one. Michael from GRA. Michael, greetings. Welcome on the show.
Yeah, good afternoon, Canada.
Yeah, Michael, welcome. Let's hear your thoughts.
I don't think the Solicitor General, as you call it, is being realistic. I mean, when you say that it's political, is this something that when people like us say it now, you say it's alleged? So how can she be so sure that it's really political?
Michael, let me comment now. She did not use the word political. I said from my understanding, she's saying it is anti-government, and when such, like you said, it's going to ground the government. It's going to, derail the gains of the government.
Ground the government. That's a choice of words, but it's still the same thing you're talking about here.
All right.
The same thing. I mean, Labour has come out previously to say that it's not this particular matter is not connected to the other matter they had in court, and they gave the differences, saying that something has already happened. It's not based on the other matter, the previous one, so that they have a reason to come up for a protest.
All right then. All right.
And it's not that they have their right. Okay. Although we know that this thing can also be carried by some other people, hoodlums and what have you. So the police have a role to play. But I'm of the opinion that they should do this protest. Seriously.
All right. All right. Thank you, Michael. I've got Elomba from Artillery. Elomba, quickly with your comments.
I agree to Canada.
I greet you right back.
My brother, you see this protest, we are going to come out and protest it. Because my father told me one thing, say, if person beat you, you know beat him back. He will keep on beating you because he's punching back.
Okay.
You see this thing that they are saying now that is political, it is election hold before. People are happy and people are not happy. Let me tell you something. This has been the system of Nigerian system. And that's how they take return Nigeria. By dividing them to ethnic and religious level. And they will turn around and call them one Nigeria. That is government of Nigeria. That's how they have been using. They are the one to divide. They are the one to during the time of NSAS here, NSAS did not much hold in Igbo land. So Yoruba leaders say that Igbo people have come to destroy Lagos. That's what they say.
So how does this relate to Elomba? How does this relate to the conversation we're having now? I mean, what you're saying. How does it relate?
Why I'm saying this in Nigerian Labour Congress now? I think the guy that are heading it now is an Igbo man. Let me land. The man that are heading it now is an Igbo man.
See, it's not ethnic.
When they were increasing the fuel, the members say they said that they sponsor 2012, 2011, 2012 protest.
Okay.
They don't remember it.
All right. Elomba, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time. Let's move on now. I've got John from Ozwoba. I missed that one. We've got a commercial break coming up in a GV, so I'm just going to quickly quote Jedi Agba, as seen on the Punch newspaper. And so it partly read, we reiterate that the interim order clearly restrained NLC from embarking on industrial action of any nature. It is common knowledge that a strike is only a form of industrial action. NLC has expressed intention to embark on nationwide action to force the government to agree to its demands. Furthermore, the participation of workers in the protest will result in restriction or limitation on or a delay in the performance of work. The foregoing, inclusive of the purported peaceful protest in view of its intended aims and purposes, undoubtedly amounts to industrial action. We assert that it is grossly inappropriate to lead the public protest in respect of issues relating to or connected with the fuel price increase which is currently before the court. She also called on Falana to educate the NLC that peaceful protests are no justification for shutting down essential services. Jedi Agba said for the communique, it is apparent that the current move by NLC goes beyond peaceful protest by issuing a 7-day ultimatum for government to meet its demands and also embark on a nationwide action to compel the government to reverse alleged anti-worker policies. Furthermore, uncontroverted media reports have established that NLC is not planning a peaceful protest but intends to ground the government by endangering public peace, instilling fear in the masses, and precipitating a further crisis. So you heard it yourself. I did not say it. I don't have the right to say it, but I've got a commercial break. You stay tuned.
If you send me the location.
Sunny Splash explosive deals at Presidential Hotel from July 15th.
p.m. and for those of you joining us, we are talking about the planned protest for tomorrow. Planned protest come strike, and the federal government has described it as illegal and anti-government. And I'm asking you, what is your take on that? How are you reacting to the federal government's description of that strike? Remember, the strike is as a result of first the removal of petrol subsidy, which has in turn affected the prices of goods and commodities, and Labour for one is saying, you know what, increase our salaries but also fix the refineries. As a matter of fact, let's reverse this thing, because you do not have a control over the prices anymore, and as long as the dollar rate continues to rise, it means that we're going to continually buy petrol for higher prices. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, live on Facebook and YouTube, Nigerian for PH, and you could also follow us on Twitter, now X, Nigerian for PH as well. So let's see. This one says from I don't know how to pronounce your first name, XED, okay, Jerry on Facebook. Trust me, we really need that protest. The government don't know how hard things are in this country, and they feel like we the citizens are fools who will take anything they dish out. So we need to go on that strike to prove that speech yesterday, or to prove that speech yesterday by the president was rubbish. All right. Jesse Blees failed the ship on the Jagaban and refused to miss Buhari. Protest must be held. Ogo Joan Justice, no subsisting court order to protest tomorrow. I think he meant to say to stop protest tomorrow. It is shamelessly updating and extending the validity of previous court order to tomorrow. Falana is more than correct. Okay. Divine Todi Palap says, I'm not in support of this protest though. It is better to manage our lives like these than to create an apostrophe that we cannot come out from our houses. I don't get what you mean by apostrophe there, but I will soon go to the phone lines. Remember, the phone lines are still the same. 0817-923 0002 and 0817-923 0003. This one says the president address. I think we've moved on from the address. Okay, but let's read. It did not address short term that will reduce the current hardship Nigerians are experiencing. What the government should do now is to reduce the increase in fuel prices, and for the next 2 years, saddle just one NNPC, or saddle only NNPC for the importation of fuels, so that within this period the refinery are fixed with the individual and not, or with this, individuals are not paid subsidy. So when the refinery are fixed, the price of fuel would come down locally. Thanks, Triumph. But even when NNPC was the sole importer, we were paying subsidy. Daniel from Transamadi, welcome.
Yeah, good evening once again, Canada.
Yeah, good evening to you.
Labour said protest. They didn't say strike. And protest is a right given to citizens by our own constitution.
No. There's also the downing of tools. They're also going to go on an industrial action as well.
There's also what's coming again?
They're going to down tools. When you down tools, is that no strike?
Did they say they would down too?
Okay, so how are they going to protest? Would they stay in the offices and protest?
Whatever they want to protest is a technical way.
Okay, all right.
So it's a technical language because politicians are using technical language to get away with so many things.
All right then, all right.
So it says it's a protest. It's not against any court. I don't think any court will stood up and give a judge against Nigerian court and give people right for protest. So whether it's technical, whatever language that the government wants to use, as far as I'm concerned, nobody is disobeying any law anywhere as long as the term is protest. In terms of someone to say that these are anti-government policies, it's against the targeted as government. Government are targeted as citizens. You can't just remove subsidy and the price is no longer in control of you. We may buy fuel tomorrow 1,000, may even be 1,500, depending on the forex exchange in the market. And the simple thing he wants to do is to feel the parent, say you're not doing it. And people should give a percent because you want to share money through whatever that I don't even know. Because the money you want to share for whatever interest rate, we don't even know. It's theories. In Abuja it will end. So as far as I'm concerned, nobody is disobeying any court order. It is protest that we are going and we join you. I said label. I concern label the same. I keep on saying, don't cash out from back.
All right, thank you, Daniel.
That will be very frustrating.
Daniel, I've got to go now. Clinton from Borough. Sorry, Clinton there. Typicals coming in. I guess we now have network issues. But hey, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. This one says, I can bet with my eyes closed that Labour would not go on this planned strike tomorrow. Labour is known to be like this. We know. Calvin Iyobo, Frank in Port Harcourt. All right. This one says, evening, KD. You can take my words to the bank. NLC will call up the strike before midnight. Believe me, something will exchange hands, I think he meant, in the ongoing meeting between the FG and Labour. We will hear it soon. Dave Clinton from Bury. Welcome.
Yeah, Canada. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
You see this lawyer, sir, they have a way of indicting you. Look at how they are now twisted. They are calling everything now, saying that they have a subsisting court judgment. Because it's the truth. And Labour now, their hands are not tied.
Okay.
Because if they are going on a protest, they will leave their jobs and go on protest, and that's the government. Then, then secondly, Canada, I pray that the federal government yield to their call this after the meeting today, because they had their meeting with the federal government today.
Yeah, they
so we hope that they have positive outcome from that meeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Clinton. I've got Daniel from Iberi. Daniel, welcome.
Thank you. Happy New Month to Canada.
Happy New Month to you as well.
Yes. I agree with your guest in the house.
There's no guest, just me. Go ahead, Daniel. I'm listening.
Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the side of the federal government.
Okay.
For not 1 year.
Okay.
Let us allow the incoming administration. Day before yesterday, made them 2 months in office. Labour calling on strike now to set the government back.
Okay.
Let us allow them and allow Tinubu and his allies to do their wishes from now to 6 months or 1 year. And if this hardship continues, then there is nothing like a evil strike. It is protest all through, everywhere, in all the local governments.
All right.
Then I will urge the Labour by that time to mobilize the whole local government in the country.
So how much time,
all the local government.
Daniel, how much time do you think NLC should give the government? How much time is time enough?
Personally, I'm pleading to NLC to give them at least 6 months or 9 months.
All right.
To see if they can do positive things. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand you.
They can look to the plight of the citizen and the plight of the civil servant. As we have NLC in the 774 local governments in this country. If federal government did not do anything, state government did not do anything, they have to mobilize not only the state. 774 local governments in this country has to be mobilized to stop every movement everywhere, every working institution, every parastatal. Bring them down.
Daniel, I've got to
not
go.
To by crisis, but they should not enter office.
All right, Daniel,
I've
got to go now. Daniel, thank you very much for your thoughts there. I've got Nelson. He's calling from Bunny. Nelson, welcome.
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome.
Please, I want to encourage Labour to sum up courage for this strike. The government has a way to weaken any step Labourers are taking. Some time ago, there is a uniform Adam Oshimole used to wear. They should collect that uniform and wear so that they will get more courage. We are suffering here in that area. Nobody is here. We are suffering more than those in Port Harcourt and Abuja. Absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much for your time. Because Zine from GRA, exactly. Welcome on the show. What mind? But he has not taken sides. The report says he will protect, but he's not going to condone anything.
I'm not going what the meaning of that statement.
Okay. Actually, we'll arrest anybody who is going to portray them tomorrow. That's what it means.
The truth is,
okay.
Our labor law, strike and protest is enshrined between the agreed parties. But I want to reach agreements to use to establish a grievance. So it's a main fact that the federal government and the government can order on the appeal. It's no special election. So if no union felt you are not doing things you want to say, yes, you want extra guard, but you don't have an idea and they don't like it. So I want to say that government.
Sorry about the line. I've got a level there. I guess we have this with the activity. So I'm going to read some messages. The Extradition Tribunal refused judgment today. It did not refuse judgment. It did not. It postponed. What's the word now? The legal word for it. I just can't read right now. It did not refuse judgment. It reserved. That's the word. It reserved judgment for some time in the future. A date will be set to parties involved. And then you went ahead to say Labour planning a strike I'm seeing political and judicial hands on labor activities in Nigeria. Maxwell, right? Your opinion. This one said, what exactly is the purpose of this strike and what do they hope to achieve? Do they want subsidy to be brought back? I guess. Are they part of the elites of the elites or the elite of the elites who are the major beneficiaries? Why don't we learn in this country? Subsidy has not helped Nigeria, but we keep doing the same thing. NLC and others are bent on embarking on the protest and subsequently strike. They have turned deaf ears to all voices of reason. I let them embark on their protests and strikes so that they can be satisfied. Nothing it will achieve other than worsen the economic situation. Then everybody will feel the brunt except a select few, including the labor union leaders. The Solicitor General is right. There is a subsisting court order, flat F, from Port Harcourt. I've got Richard from Alakaya. Richard, greetings.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Canada.
Yeah, Richard, welcome. Let's talk.
Yeah, regarding the labor strike, proposed labor strike for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think if this labor want us Nigerians to start taking them seriously, I think they should avoid every temptation to be lobbied into calling off the strike at any moment. Because, this the so-called leaders, to me, I know you may not agree with me, but I see them as imposed leaders. Listening to whatever yesterday, it seems that they are not changing their mind on insisting that they want to do what financial inducement they call palliative, which have always said, don't give us any money as palliative. Use the money and repair our refineries and build new ones. So that I will no longer go to the filling station to buy 3 and something liters of fuel with my 2,000 naira. We are enduring the hardship they imposed on us.
All right.
But let them pity us. The money they want to give to us by force, which we have said no, and they insisting on giving it to us by force. Is it by force to collect money?
All right, Richard, thank you. I've got to let you go.
Please tell him to build our refinery.
Okay.
They should go on strike until they agree to build refineries and repair the existing ones. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I've got OK from Rumo Cruci. Welcome.
Good evening, Calara.
Yeah, good evening.
You see, labor is just like people. Whenever they get their resources, they will start that they are carrying one, and they will jump down and clear the hold up. Before you know it, they go their own way, and the hold up will close again. If labor is protesting or trying to go on strike, they should do it for the purpose of the refinery, not for their own minimum wage or pay them.
But it's part of it now. Should they not ask for all those other things now that they have the opportunity to?
That's why they should single it up, because before you know it will become very ambiguous for the government. Government will not be able to do all. Let them single it, go one by one after another. At least mention refinery. You see, Nigeria yearning for this refinery. All Nigerians will be very happy. People will support them. You see, when you mention refinery and do that refinery, like the president must do the refinery. You see, people will be
so let me ask you a question. So I like a Flat Earth asked, are you saying that we should reverse the subsidy removal till refineries are built? So if it takes 5 years, we should continue to pay subsidy. Is that what you're saying?
Thank you very much. That subsidy must be removed because it is the bigger boys that is taking the money. The big boys are taking the money. So just like over here, when you sell this small refinery, if they stop them bringing all this because we have to be shouting and stuff, please, Mr. President, this refinery must be done. And let us hear him out what have been happening to this refinery. Why they did not fix the refinery? Jonathan, who is our brother, cannot fix the refinery. Obasanjo could not fix the refinery. The late Raja couldn't. Even Buhari couldn't. Let them tell us how much. Because Obi said, I will remove subsidy. I think we said, I will remove subsidy. subsidy. Then first said, I will remove subsidy. Immediately he came in.
All right. Okay, I've got to let you go now. Sorry about that. All right, thank you very much. I've got Richard from Iba. Richard, welcome.
Good afternoon, Canada, once again.
Yeah, welcome.
Yes, this is Richard. I'm calling from Iba.
All right, welcome.
Yes, concerning this proposed strike by Labour. Personally, the question that one would like to ask is, what is going to be the objective? And this is the question I'm asking. Because it is one thing to start to do something, another thing is to finish it off. So, in my own opinion, there was what former late President of the United States, Ronald Reagan, the policy of this, what we call the constructive improvement. Concerning this apartheid regime in South Africa. So I would have suggested that Labour should engage in a very constructive dialogue or discussion with the federal government.
All right.
But if there is anything that this strike ought to achieve, it is to oust this administration. I don't buy that idea. Let them serve that strike and see what will come out from their discussion. Federal government, they should be very, very objective and constructive. And if everything is fails, then Labour can now look on the stand. For now, the strike, I don't buy the idea of it.
All right. Thank you very much, Richard from Iba. Israel from Iwofe. Israel, greetings to you. Yes, greetings to you. Welcome on the show.
Yes.
Yeah, welcome.
Good.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Yes. The protection in the country that is not good to the federal government. Why should the youth not protest or speak for their rights? And what is the meaning of this practice? What does it stand for?
The Solicitor General said you're trying to ground the government. You're trying to derail the positive gains of the government. That's what,
now,
she has said.
The government are there to serve and not to put people like they're under bondage.
Okay.
They cannot protest. They don't have the right to speak up their mind or speak, because it will look stupid in the government. You put them there to do anyhow you want to do, or to look to the left of the table. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I just saw a very, very interesting fine from Weeping Junction. I'm very sorry I couldn't take your call in time. But let's go to Facebook, because I've just seen a very funny message on Facebook and I want to read it. Okay. I'm going to read several messages. But the network is slow and the messages are not coming up. So I'm just going to go back to WhatsApp and read some messages on WhatsApp. This one says NLC protest is anti-government. Like, seriously? So FG are not aware of the suffering and the hardship that we are facing. Nothing should stop the strike from holding tomorrow. Anna with that one. Let's see. Barry Johnson. Every sensible and well-meaning Nigerian should have realized that it is the best policy to remove subsidy from the petroleum products. I think it is the beneficiaries of the oil subsidy that are sponsoring and patronizing Labour to embark on strike. There is no other way, according to President Tinubu. Okay, that's another angle to it. Elder Joel Adolfo from Degima is sending this message, and it says the Labour Congress planned protest come strike is a plot to play games with the lives of Nigerians. Where is the integrity and conscience of the Labour Congress when civil servants are treated with disdain in Nigeria? Is the Labour Congress not here in Nigeria, while Nigerians are strangulated, traumatized under mass hunger and self-inflicted hardship? The NLC protest or strike is selfish and self-seeking. If the Labour Congress is sincere, they should first protest over civil servants' poor welfare and say no to petrol importation instead fix our refineries for optimum production. Elder Joel, thank you. I've got Umba from Thai. Welcome. What's on your mind? Hello, are you there? Yeah, good evening. Welcome.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. My suggestion is that we should give the government a little time.
Okay.
If you hear when the former governor of Rivers State was talking yesterday to the nation, he said he has compassion
and it was for Nigeria that made him to accept the ministerial position.
Okay.
You can see the government of President Tinubu are not bring in their ministers. So if we give them some time, we are sure that what they are planning will be good for Nigeria. But I'm also praying that Tinubu to fix the refineries for Nigeria.
All right,
that's the most thing we are looking for.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I've got Machi from Aba Road. Welcome.
Yeah, that's good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Machi. Quickly, please. We're out of time.
Yeah, I think Labour is just dancing a naked dance because they have signed so many documents with the federal government behind the closed doors. They are always singing a swan song to deceive us. What has Labour put in place to even ameliorate the hardship the people are passing through? Do you know how much money the workers are contributing to the Nigerian Labour Congress? What effort have they made to put one person on the road to say, okay, workers can enjoy this and that? Now, this action they want to take is to make more money into their pocket. So, give me 1 second to talk about the refinery, to disabuse the mind of so many Nigerians.
All right.
The refinery we have is an antiquity. So, anybody says if you repair the refinery and the money to repair the refinery is bigger than the money to build a new one, it's talking rubbish.
Okay.
The companies in abroad that travel far and wide, they can assemble the refinery for you under 1 week and you start producing your fuel.
All right.
So what are we talking about? Repairing a refinery, they have spent more than 800 billion on that refinery, no result. So we should be talking of a new refinery.
All right then.
Another thing I want to
there's no time. There's no time.
We are buying the stations. They are coming from the oil our boys are doing in the bush.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. You've got to let you go. All right, thank you. I've got to let you go now. I'm sorry because I've got a lot of messages. I'm starting with Facebook. Ikechiku Sterling, let NLC breed. They have been holding this for long. If they could mock the poor, it shows they don't care for the nation. Sonny Inwidag says, FG is anti-democracy, and anti-progress for the ordinary citizens. Iwa Jeremiah B says the president has failed Nigerians. You don't have any plan on ground before removal of the subsidy. The NLC must protest. It is our right and it is legal. As a victim, my brother, I don't even know what to comment. All right, Aleru Spief, I just pray that this shouldn't result to what we suffered during the End SARS protest. Posterity really, whenever the masses want to stand up for themselves, we always hear something like this, but nonetheless, it has to be about the people and not about the government. Archibald Poromon says NLC does not have Nigerian at heart. They are there for their personal interests. If at all they feel for the masses' pains, they would have discontinued proposed strike. They're only compounding hardship on ordinary poor Nigerians. Maybe they are looking for a way to cash out their own from the federal government by eating our heads, all in the name of NLC. There may be also Megwe. If NLC is serious about these and takes its eyes off brown envelopes, it can bring the government to a standstill. But when you say bring the government to a standstill, are you not now, making the Solicitor General write in a statement that says you want to ground the government? I mean, think about it. And where Medino says, good evening, Canada. It seems politicians are taking Nigerians to be fools. When did protests become illegal in a democratic government? I think Nigerian citizens should join NLC to make their grievances known to. And someone says, Chukwemeka Queen says, Tony Cole wants to join the protest. I do not know about that, and I really can't say. But that's the much that I can take from Facebook. Thank God Ability Atuebu says, protests will not hold tomorrow. NLC and TUC are making noise. Okay. Commercial break in 10 seconds time. I'll read the remaining WhatsApp messages after the break. I promise. Stay tuned.
No panicking before